Welcome to Kung Fu Happy number 2. I'm your host, Echo Fan Great Wolf. We're going to do a little bit of weapons. We're just here to have fun. So before we do any of that, I'm also waiting for my Instagram live to connect. It looks like it's connecting. Before I do anything, please don't attempt anything that you see at all, especially if you had no martial arts training whatsoever, because some of the things I do could possibly get you hurt. And all martial artists should probably do this 2-minute ramp before they do that. I've been doing martial arts since I was 7 years old. I am 49 now. I would pretty much say that if I'm not an expert, I'm damn sure an ace. So, at your own risk, but for your own safety, do not attempt anything that you see. Alright? I am not a big fan of weapons, and yeah, you see me use them all the time. But before we get into that, let me explain something that I would like to make sure that everybody's clear with. I will probably get a lot of bullshit or a lot of shit from people who do martial arts, but I want to make this statement, and y'all can agree or disagree. It doesn't really fucking matter. A weapon is not any good if you don't know how to use it, or if you can't use it, or if you bring it to a fight and the person that you are fighting is much better equipped with that weapon than you are. All right. So again, a weapon that you have and can't use is not a weapon at all. It is an obstacle. Now, earlier I was in a live on TikTok, and we were talking about weight classes, and the guy was a former boxer. So if you happen to see this dude, I never got the opportunity. I understand how that works because I couldn't get past 121 pounds until I was 37 years old. So I was 121 fucking pounds for a very long time. UFC came out in 1993. I sent them some shit thanks to Jeeves. No videos, because we didn't have that kind of technology, but I sent them a letter. Told them my age, told them my height, told them my martial art, told them I was ready to go. They sent me a postcard saying that I need to get my weight up. I tried again the very next year. I still couldn't get my weight up. I took all kinds of weight gain supplements, and the only thing that shit did was make me shit. Made me feel like my asshole was on fire. If that was too graphic for y'all, I apologize. This is adult content. Now, weight class is an obstacle. Right? It's an obstacle for me. Y'all might not agree with that shit because most people weigh more than I do. I weigh $125, and I have to keep $125 because of my hip replacement. But don't get it twisted. Just because I have a hip replacement does not mean that I can't throw down with the best of you. I just don't have no goddamn ground game. So, when I'm basing on BJJ, it's only because I suck at it. I don't hate the martial art. It's just that I personally suck at it. Which also means when I took it in the military, it wasn't a choice, but I learned how to stop it. Alright? And before we go any further, let me make sure everybody's abundantly clear on this. I didn't take martial arts to get a belt. I took martial arts. As many styles as I took that style so I can learn how to beat someone using that style. Because they're damn sure going to try to beat me with it. So I better learn the ins and outs of every style. Which is why I tell you, be well-rounded in your martial arts. And if you're going to learn martial arts, don't learn the strengths. Learn the weaknesses of that martial art. Because that way, when that martial artist who did not learn the weaknesses but only learned the strengths of that martial art comes at you and he's going to go Taekwondo, pop it out, and you, when he gets here, you're here, back leg snapped. It's because you learned it with martial arts. Every martial art has a strength and a weakness. You don't ever have to worry about learning the strengths. Learn the weaknesses. If you learn the weaknesses, you can pinpoint the weaknesses and break it. That being said, you don't have to like that shit, but that's why I learned martial arts, so that I can beat people who knew martial arts, especially people who had black belts and were bigger than me. That's why I say the bigger you are, the harder I get to hit you. You might not like my philosophy. I might piss you off because you're a martial artist, or because you're a professional, or because you had the opportunities that I never got. Doesn't mean that you can beat everybody's ass. It just means you are one of the blessed few who got to live your dream, where people like me have to bust my ass trying to find 2 or 3 different jobs because I'm chasing my passion, but everything's in my way, including everyone who's in charge that puts weight classes as an obstacle for people like me. A lot of the greatest fighters never get known, never get seen, never get heard, and more importantly, we never get a fucking chance. That being said, I'm Echo Fan Great Wolf. Let's go. So we're going to start off with nunchucks. Blue ones are the first ones I grabbed, so that's what we're working with. Understand when you're working with nunchucks, you have ranges. You have short range, mid range, long range. Understand where your arm is. That's long range. This is mid range. That's way past short range. This is short range. Short range is for the guy that got it. He got in. Boom. He got in. You fucked up. Long range is so that he can't get in. Boom. Boom. Understand that you only have yay so many swings with weapons. Alright? You need to understand your distance. Understand that shit. Also understand that this, boom, should be probably followed up. You know? And what I just did, the leg part was correct, but spinning all the way around, if I missed that kick, I opened myself up to an ass whooping. Alright? You probably don't agree with that because it looked formless, right? Because I said, boom, boom. But if I missed, let's say he ducked this, he ducked that, and I get here, I'm as good as hit. Alright? Any sensible person knows if he gets past this, you should probably just do that. Just to be on the safe side. Or boom, front kick, boom. Why? Because when you turn your back to your opponent, you open yourself up to an ass whooping. It's just that simple. So this looked cool, you know, boom, boom, boom. Which wasn't what I did. What I actually did was boom, boom. God damn it, that's a reflex. Sorry. That's not what I did. I own my mistake. That was a mistake. What I did was boom, boom, boom. So, in that process, if I miss this, and this, and this, I'm in trouble. But 9 times out of 10, if I miss this, and I get here, I'm not going to be able to continue that motion if I'm fighting someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. Understand that shit. You have to know what the fuck you're doing in a fight. And you're not going to do this in anything other than the movies. Alright? You don't have to agree with it, but I promise you, when you get out here in the streets, as soon as you whip these bitches out, you better put them to good use. You whip them out, boom, you whip them into a striking motion. I'm sorry. I probably just pissed off a whole bunch of martial artists with that. But it's the truth. No one's going to sit there in their right mind and give you time to do that shit. They're not going to do that shit. You're doing this shit. If you're doing this, 2 things will happen. The person that saw you do it chose to run the fuck away. Or that person is just a fucking idiot. Because if I see you whip out nunchucks, I got 2 options. I can walk away with grace, or I can take that ass whooping. I ain't trying to get hit by these motherfuckers. Period. So if you whip this bitch out, you pull them out your side, boom! That should be your first move. Because I shouldn't even know that you have them until you are using them on me. Again, you do not have to agree with that concept. But if I got nunchucks and you don't, and as soon as I pull them bitches out, I might dangle them, but I doubt it. Because if I pull them out, boom! That's my first strike. I'm praying that shit knocks your ass out. If it doesn't, I got a problem. I'm also praying that you're not faster than me and you catch this bitch. When I swing like this, and you catch this bitch, that didn't work. You catch this bitch like that, I got a problem. Because I swung that bitch with all my motherfucking might. And if you catch that bitch like you some kind of superhero, I got a problem. People don't tell y'all about that shit when they teach y'all how to fucking fight. They don't tell you that impossible shit can happen in a battle. I have a saying, you don't have to listen to it. I don't give a fuck, but I'm going to tell you anyway. 1,000 things will go wrong in a fight before one single thing goes right. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to believe it. But even professionals know anything can go wrong in a fight before it goes right. Because you're not fighting by yourself. You're fighting someone who's thinking the same thing as you're thinking. I got to drop this motherfucker before they drop me. I'm sorry for swearing. Really sorry. But it's the truth. I got to drop you before you drop me. Because I don't know what your intentions are after you drop me. Most people, if I drop you, it's done. I'm not going to bother you anymore because I laid your ass out. Now, if you out on your feet and you don't go down, then I may have to do something else. But if I back and you go down like a sack of potatoes, it's done. I don't need to come over there and put some stank on it. I don't need to do that. You're done. Why do I need to dishonor myself bam. Nah, I'm pretty sure if I cluck you across the face with these damn things, and if I'm lucky, they don't kill you, because that would probably be considered murder. But if I knock you, slam the fuck out, boom, it's done. Fight's done. A lot of people don't have that kind of honor. I do. Now, if I knock you down and you get back up for some more, that's your fault. It's also going to be your problem. It's not boom, you get up, boom. Or if I have the inkling of you getting up, so I boom, and you start coming up, bow. That's it. I shouldn't have to do more than 2 strikes with nunchucks, especially the wooden ones. These are not wooden ones. These are training tools. But understand this, in a true martial artist's hands, a training tool is just as deadly as the real McCoy. That's why it's called a training tool. It's why I train with training tools in this box, where my real weapons are in there. Understand? I don't train with real weapons. Maybe the swords. But I don't train with them because I know that if I have to use them some bitches, I got to get it right the first time. These training tools, I can play with these all day long. You know, it's a training tool. See what happens? That's what happens when you show up. My hands are cold, but my body is getting hot. That doesn't sound right at all. And the gloves are preventing me from getting out of this jacket. But yeah, you gotta understand how fighting works, man. You really have to understand how fighting works. You also might want to understand how your body works. Yeah, if you've never been hit in the face before, it's going to be an experience. It's not one that you really want to repeat, but it's definitely going to be an experience. So you got to understand how fighting works, and you got to understand how your body works. Or you're going to understand real fast how stars work, because you'll be seeing them. All right, so again, short range, boom. Mid range, boom. Long range. But you gotta have control. You know, you're using weapons. You gotta have control. You're never gonna have to do this. Or this. Might look cool in a movie though. But that's it. You're not gonna be doing this in a real fight. Maybe training at home. But a real fight, yeah, you know what's going to give you the time. Whew. See how I fucked that up? That's how you recover. So understand, in case you aren't watching my hands, I'm at short range. I'm at short range because I have more control. Which also is dangerous. But at mid range, same distance. I see my hand up here. When most people don't watch their weapons, your hands generally will change spots. Hello to everybody here, by the way. If you're not watching your hands, I can't slow this down, but I went from mid-range to short range. And where I picked it up, back at short range, you don't have time to worry about that shit when you're actually in combat. I can do better tricks grabbing at short range versus trying to grab that bitch at long range. See how it's out of control? Doesn't swing well at long range. At least not around the body. And you understand how you have to work your range. Okay. Let's go with chobos. Not the screamer sticks, still longer. And I don't know that martial art. But I do know how to work chobos and short sticks. Again, in a fight, you will never get the chance to do that. It's not going to happen. But you're going to fight, when you pull these bitches out, you're going to swing. You ready? From here, block, strike. Block, strike. That's what you're going to do. Not this shit. Or that shit. That's going to happen. You lose your weapon, somebody wrap them hands, you got some problems. And understand, Your hands are the easiest things to break in a fight. The easiest things to break. You throw a punch, crack. You know, block, bow. You know, these things aren't useless. You just have to be in a good spot to hit people. These short sticks. The key to that was the word short sticks. Understand? Short. I'm short. I'm using short sticks. You got to be in close quarters for these things. Boom, bam. You know, boom, boom. You got to be able to do that shit. That right there is going to get you killed. Or severely fucked. Severely fucked up. Plus, you see how many times I've dropped this damn thing? I've been doing this shit forever, and they can still fly out of my hands. Which is again why take your stance, boom, boom, boom. Those are your blocks, boom, boom. You have your windshield wipers. You have your X, side, side, double side, boom, boom. Understand? Because if you don't, you will. And again, you do not want to bring weapons to a fight. I'm sorry that I have to keep preaching this in every video. But if you come to this fight, and I know more about what's in your hand than you do, you take that swing and I boom, bam, and I break a rib and you go down and I lock your hands, or see if I can get it this way. If I get it this way and put it in the X and start like squeezing you and shit, you're gonna have some problems. That's why if you're gonna bring a weapon to a fight, you better hope like fuck the guy you're fighting's not really good. These are wooden commas. Very dangerous. And again, don't do that. You do this. Clock, slash, slash. That's it. Block, slash, slash. Not block, slash, pull out, whip around, and slash. That looks cool as fuck for movies. Leave it in the movies. In real life, you're never going to do this with a comma. You're not going to get the chance to. The only weapon you'll get to whirl anything is a tonfa. These are not tonfas. But I do know how to use tonfas. So again, with commas, block, slash, slash. Not block, slash, pull out, look cool with a spin, and pull back. Because you'll probably disembowel your arm, which would not be good for you. Okay? So you want to do your feet with the things. So block, slash, kick, or block, slash. Block, kick, you know, you can do that. Block, kick, but you got to have your guards ready. So my guard's here and I block, I'm automatically going to want to slash because I have two commas. Now, in the event that I don't, block, kick. Understand? Block, kick. Because I only have one. When you have two commas, you're going to want to cut shit. Not going to do that. Just going to block, block. See how easy it is for me to do that? It's because I've been practicing doing that shit for film stuff. But, you know, no. In real life, block, block, kick, block, slash. I got one comma, you know? So this is it's an instrument of death. It is not a toy. So block, slash, without losing my hand, which is why you want two. Block, slash, block, slash. You got to be able to get that shit in the right angle to use the blade. If I'm blocking and I'm batting away, I got a good problem with being able to get back. Where if I'm just blocking, I need to use my foot to get this bastard away from me. Because if I don't, depending on what weapon he's using, I'm going to get fucked up. We don't want that. Block. You know? Gotta get my shit straight. Or I can do movie stuff. So yeah, we're not gonna deal with that though. Because in real life, if I'm blocking, block, I want to make sure I get you the hell away from me. Or I need to make sure that if I block, I gotta get fast enough to get it back. Now as you notice, hoop and here was a whole lot easier than hook and then coming back around. Your arms, your body's gonna tell you what works best for you. And you're gonna do that. But you're not gonna do what I just did. Because this, pull back, it's gonna get you killed. Now by the magic of my imagination, These motherfuckers is Tonfas now. Now, I'm comfortable spinning out. You might be comfortable spinning in. Let me rephrase that, because I totally fucking worded that wrong. I'm comfortable spinning in from the outside. You might be comfortable spinning out from the inside. If you notice, it goes across my body. You don't get full extension. You're going to break your own ribs. You don't want to do that. So, get into a jab, boom. That works for me, but boom, and then there. See where we're going? Boom. That's me. Boom. That's not me, because that's not comfortable. You're going to learn what works for you, and you're going to make yourself comfortable doing it, or you're going to learn what works for you and suffer in the consequences. And again, these weapons are fair. You know, with commas, you're in good shape. Boom, boom. Now, since these are not commas, but real commas should at least go past your elbow so it can protect you in all manners. Plus, they're fat, so they're going to cover your entire forearm. Where these training commas, not Tonfas, are not. Now, the Tonfa, I spin out to in. You can spin in to out. I don't do that because I don't like that grip, and I also don't feel comfortable with holding it that way. Boom, boom, you know, boom, boom. That works for me versus boom. Oh, excuse me, did it wrong. Boom. And I also had to move my body further away versus boom. You see the difference? So I block, spin in. I got to turn my body away to get that sumbitch off. Where if I block and spin this way, I rarely have to move. Boom. You know? So boom. Versus boom. I got to turn my body to clear my body. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I know a lot of people are going to give me shit on that, but like I said, with commas and Tonfas and shit, you're going to find what works for you, and you're going to stick to it. Okay? Now, this is the point where I say goodbye to my Instagram Live. I want to thank you guys for being here, and I'm going to click on over to TikTok, pretty much do the same stuff, maybe add a little extra to it. So if you're following me on TikTok, please go there in like 5 minutes. YouTube, I'm just going to make a second part. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier because I got to post the Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Avenue number 2. Be seeing you.